Okay, it is Thursday, July the 18th, 2018, and welcome to week 3 of Contemporary Issues in Criminal Justice. My name is Richard Wright, and I'm going to be here giving you some details about your assignments for week 3 and share with you the next time that we have a lecture in this class. So I'm going to let you know where we are here. Okay, let's go to where we are here. Oh, we got a fly here, so I got to get rid of him. All right, he's still flying around. He'll come back. All right, let's go to this. New one entry. Okay, so let me share my screen with you. As you can see down at the bottom, where we scroll down, it tells you when our next lecture takes place. Our next lecture will take place in week 6. So there's not one for week 4 or for week 5. And you want to make sure that I'll mention what the assignments are just a little bit here, and then you know that you're going to receive a recording of this lecture. So let's go and take a look quickly at the course calendar. This is where we are here, the 18th today. So your initial post was due on the 16th, which was day before yesterday, and that your live lecture today, and then your reply post due the 20th, and then your written assignment due Sunday the 21st, and then you'll be at the following week, and you'll see the assignments that you have here. So let's go and let's take a look at our assignment for this week, week 3. Our topic is diversity in criminal justice. Everything is about diversity. And so your written assignment is to provide a written assignment concerning some local ethics in a 1 to 2 page paper. Make sure you have citations and the body and references at the end. Very important. Many of you will lose points and have lost points because of that. Of course, though, the rubric, as I stressed to you, is very critical. Again, this says when the assignment is due, and then your rubric tells you what the information is and details that you need. Describe the future of criminal justice as relates to diversity, and create a deliverable for this assignment, sharing points to improve ethics in criminal justice, including some demographic and other statistical data that's drawn from your local area. And then this is the organization content. Meets 1 to 2 pages. Make sure you run your papers through Grammarly. Not many of you have had that problem, so make sure you do that. And of course, it specifically states citations and references, where you can lose points if you don't have that. Okay, and that's your written assignment. And then you can go back here and see your discussion posts. Everything is with diversity. And then your live lecture. All right. So now let's go back to the course home, and let's take a look at the announcement for the week. The week 3 announcement. Diversity in criminal justice, and your discussion assignment. I've already shared that with you. Of course, you know your initial post was due on this past Tuesday, which was the 16th, and your reply post is due by Saturday, I believe, which is the 20th, and by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Finally, complete the written assignment, Local Ethics, that I just went over with you, which is also due this Sunday, as well as the keyword or phrase for this week. And then you know about my motto, adversity is the springboard to success. All right. So now let's go, before we go into the next, let's look at the following modules, just so we can see before we get into the lecture. Your assignments for week 4, since there's no lecture, it's a 2 to 3 page paper. Remember, week 3 is 1 to 2. So 2 pages is the minimum, and describing the hiring process. And you're going to also, once again, go to the rubric, which I'll use for grading. Explain the basics of the hiring process for criminal justice positions. Explain how hiring in criminal justice differs from other professions, and a minimum of 2 to 3 pages with that requirement as well. And then you'll see too that your discussion posts involve job research as well. Okay, and you see the due dates on the calendar for that. And then week 5, we're dealing with technology in criminal justice. The assignments, again, timeline of technological advances in the criminal justice field, 2 to 3 pages, and it tells you some ideas of some technological advances that have occurred. And then, again, make sure you view the rubric. Okay, explain progress made towards field report requirement. Present issues or concerns regarding the field work assignment. So you're going to make sure that you let me know where you are. Provide me with some citations and references there as well. All right. Oh, wait a minute. That rubric applies to, let's see, you got another one in here. I got to fix that. Your assignments for week 5. Okay, the rubric, I got to fix that and tie that to the field work, because the field work progress report rubric, let's make sure I got the right one. Yeah, that's the right one. The other one, I need to go back and I need to fix that rubric so that it ties in with that. So I'll fix that after I finish this lecture. Okay, so that's week 5. So now let's go back to where we are in week 3 today. So let's get to the lesson content. Okay, so diversity. What is diversity? Well, how important is diversity? As you have discovered, diversity is very important. During the open house, you're going to interact with people from different cultures, different backgrounds, people who have different religious beliefs, from different countries, people who have different sexual preferences, and you're going to have to learn how to appreciate the fact that you, as a criminal justice professional, will remain respective of those individuals, regardless of whether you can understand or not. For example, if you speak no Spanish, you're likely to run into a person who speaks probably no English, or poquito, as this is said in Espanol, of English, and they speak primarily Spanish. And so you're going to have to be able to communicate with them in a professional fashion, and you're going to have to be patient. And then if you need help, you're going to need to get the help to help you to be able to connect with those individuals. So you're going to find yourself in a situation where it is very, very, very important. And diversity is so important, not just in criminal justice, that it is one of our transferable skills that we discuss in open house. And we remind our students that employers are looking for individuals who are able to demonstrate how they can respond in diverse situations. It is very unfortunate that we are right now in the middle of a debate about a tweet that went out by the President of the United States saying to 4 females, if you don't like what's going on in this country, you should go back where you came from. And that's an insult to people. That is not how you demonstrate an appreciation for diversity. And it is also been characterized, and I say it myself, I think it's a racist statement because it was addressed to women of color, and also it was addressed to people who were Americans. And so the point of the matter is that it is a blow to showing respect for diversity. People in this country are free to believe, whether they're Democrat, Republican, Independent, or whatever, and to speak their political positions, and should not be dumped on because they don't agree with something. And so it is also very important for people to understand that that's what happens when there is no respect for diversity, is we have these kinds of conversations that take place. There is no place for that in a criminal justice field, nor in any part of any profession as far as I'm concerned. I say that our country is made out of immigrants. The only people who were actually here were the Native Americans, and everybody else came from other places. And so now we have generations of people who have grown up in this country, who have been born in this country, raised in this country, and they still maintain contact with their country that they originated from and their family lineage. And no one should criticize them for that and those kinds of things. I'm also alarmed at the fact that that there is some movement using ICE to not just deal with individuals who are illegally in the country, but to take individuals because of their race, being Mexican, to detain them. Here in Chicago recently, there were 3 children that were detained for 12 hours because they came into the country, but they were American citizens. They were born and raised here in America. And it is a scary, scary thing as far as I'm concerned. And it is very, very, very important that we respect individuals based on their cultures, their beliefs, their skin color, their religious beliefs, their sexual preferences. And so diversity is very, very, very important. And so ethics and diversity kind of work hand in hand together in the United States. In many urban areas, you'll have a high level of African American, Hispanic, and you might have some individuals who are from the Middle East. And so you might have Muslim people in the community. And so there is a strong relationship between us as criminal justice professionals, recognizing and understanding that we're going to interact with individuals from various cultures. And so we must not just submit our assignments based on that, but we also must get it into our hearts so that it becomes a part of us, that no person should be disrespected because of their ethnicity. That's my whole point in a nutshell. And so you will discover that there are instances where people are stereotyped, where people are grouped into one group based on where they're from, based even on their skin color or their sexual preference. That's not good. That's not good. And so I want to conclude with identifying the current state of diversity in criminal justice professionals. I am concerned, but I think that the more educated that our criminal justice professionals become, where there's more requirements such as associates and bachelor's degrees and beyond, that our criminal justice professionals will have a better appreciation for diversity in the future. And so I am optimistic and hope and believe. But again, I just can't help but saying I am deeply disturbed by the tenor of the country based upon some issues that seem to have happened in the last couple of years to our country, where it's almost like the clock has turned back to the Jim Crow days, which I remember because I'm 69 years old, where African Americans were mistreated on a large, high level, and in terms of educational opportunities, job opportunities, housing opportunities, and so forth. But I am optimistic that those of you who are students will hear my voice as your professor and the other professors, and that you will hear that this school we have a diversity and inclusion panel, which consists of people from all backgrounds, and we as individuals working here are taught, even in sessions that we have in our professional development, to appreciate the fact that our student population is diverse, that our colleagues who work with us are diverse as well, and that we learn to appreciate and respect the different views that people have. And so diversity, I'm optimistic, and I look forward to the time when we won't have to have this discussion. I don't know if it'll happen during my lifetime, but that we elect leaders, individuals in our country, that we have leadership in professions in criminal justice from all aspects, that appreciate diversity with their co-workers as well as the individuals who they come in contact with through their work in the system. And so very, 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 very important to remind you about that. And so with that, I'm going to conclude this session by giving you the key phrase, and you could probably guess what it is: diversity. And with that, I'm going to say good night to you. I'll see you during week 6. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to me. You know how to do that if you need anything. And remember, make sure that you have citations in the body and references at the end for your field work. All right? I'm going to say good night to you. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing, go back to the classroom, and I'm going to end the session. Good night.